elves. They have so much faith in that seal they put on the main door, they don't even have anyone guarding the portal. I'm not complaining, though. Are you ready to do this? Alright. You're going to have to protect me, though. The chamber may be clear now, but as soon as I start the ritual, they'll realize it on the other side. They might try to charge through and stop us. Alright, let's get this started. Gross! Woohoo! Take that, you damned elves! Wait, I lost my place. Alusaba. Takio? Taco? How do you pronounce it? Alright, I think I've got it. Mala Alu Takeo. Well, that takes care of that now, doesn't it? I'm actually quite relieved. It would have been so embarrassing to have been responsible for the fall of Alik'r. After I opened the portal, I considered just leaving and denying that I was ever here. I am too. Now. If you would, though, I still would prefer to keep this quiet. I do have a reputation to uphold, you know.
Do you have a moment? It's worth your time. You there! There's gold for you if you'll lend me your time. I am a scholar of some import. Import. That is to say, I've traveled quite far. From Cyrodiil, just to study this forgotten shore. I sorely need an assistant. Azai at Oanok? He's my guide to Alik'r. He shows me the best routes and helps me make camp. But he doesn't know much about the great history of this land. I need someone to look around the ruins for an ancient sword. Legend says it only appears to a chosen few. I've had to ask strangers to walk through the ruins to look for it. Untrained eyes. I'm that desperate. Azai at Oanok might tell you where to look, if you're willing. I appreciate the assistance from common folk such as yourself. This sword is a significant specimen of lore, direct evidence of a legendary event in ancient Redguard history. There are books about this, but as you may be illiterate, I'll enlighten you. I suspect this is the site where sword singer Navid slew Ilkub, his ally, over the love of the fair Saide. The blade of a sword singer is a physical link between ancient Yokuda and Alik'r. Navid used this particular sword to slay his rival and then himself. As a piece of history, it belongs in a proper Imperial museum. The sword singers were so disciplined they could create a spirit sword. A sword made from their very thoughts. Not many could attain such strength of mind. Navid's sword is rare, as it apparently persisted after his death. The blade of a sword singer is a physical link between ancient Yokuda and Alik'r. Navid, that's not important to my research. With sword singer Navid and his rival dead, I expect someone else went on to have a dozen children with fair Saide. Isn't that how these stories go? The important thing is the sword. No one's seen the sword or had any luck amongst these ruins. A pity, really. I had such high hopes for some of them.
I'm glad that the Imperial has found someone else to talk to. His haughtiness is suffocating. The sword in question is a wondrous object, and Herminius Sophis believes it will appear to those who have a connection with death or whatever lies beyond. The great scholar from Cyrodiil doesn't know. Imagine that. The magnificent scholar believes that the sword is too damaged to be used anymore, if it even exists at all. He wants to preserve it in a safe warehouse in Cyrodiil, where all the other artifacts have been taken, I imagine. If not me, another would surely stand here. My advice to you is simply to look along the shore. Others searched inland and were disappointed. Yes, indeed it does. It is a story of jealousy and betrayal. Have you not heard the Ballad of Navid? In the early days of the Regatta, a powerful Unse named Yagub led a vanguard of 13 great warriors, sword singers all. In those days, Red Guard bonds of fellowship were even stronger than they are now. These men were as brothers. One of the warriors, Navid, was strong but covetous. His dearest companion, Ilkub, had met a woman named Saida, whose beauty was legendary. Hair like polished obsidian and eyes like darkest sapphires. Navid's jealousy grew and grew. Yes, just so. While Ilkub stood on the beach stringing his legendary bow, Navid crept up behind and thrust his sword deep into Ilkub's back. Before Ilkub died, it is said that he looked on Navid with such sadness that Navid's heart broke in two. Racked with guilt, Navid fled to his tent, took up his grandest blade, and killed himself. When Saida heard of what happened, she threw herself into the water from the highest cliff. She was not seen again. I'm glad that the Imperial has found someone else to talk to. The sword in question is a wondrous object. The great scholar from Cyrodiil. I'm glad that the sword in the great scholar from Cyrodiil. He wants to preserve it in a safe way. If not... Beware, they covet this blade, and shall come for it. You must leave this place. The sword is cursed. You seek the sword, is it not so? I must tell you, you are not the first to discover it. Others tried to take it, and paid a heavy toll. Take up the blade, and you will see. The sword-cursed are here among us already, circling like half-starved jackals. Can you not sense their jealousy? Their spite? The air is thick with it. The curse was forged in blood and envy. I murdered my dearest friend in a jealous rage, and the blade bears that taint still. The sword-cursed cannot bear the thought of losing the blade. If you touch it, they will come for you. Yes, and they will not stop so long as you carry it. Once you fall, and fall you will be consumed by the same jealous desire that drives them. They are long dead, and thus cannot be killed, though they will sleep for a time. But the blade calls out to them, always. When they wake, they shall seek it out again, and the one who keeps it. You have been warned. friend, it is Azael. I must speak with you. Did you recover the sword? We must speak before you go further with it. I did not expect you would find it. Only those who are different are capable of such a feat. What do you intend to do with it? Only those with the keenest senses can even see it. And only one without a soul should be able to take it from its resting place. I do not know how you lifted it unless your soul... No matter. What is your intention? A deception. I watch Herminius' office so he does not plunder Alik'r. I know more than his books have explained. No. It is a deep, ancient curse. There is darkness in that blade that even the divines would struggle to banish. Sword Singer Navid's spirit seeks to distance himself from the blade, but he is the source of its evil. He cannot keep shedding the burden to others. That is for the best. Leave it at the Lion's Tomb on the shore. Then talk to Herminius' office before you leave. Perhaps he will abandon his foolish search. I warned you, but still you took the sword. And now you bring it to my tomb? Are you deranged? The sword cursed will return soon. Take the sword away, quickly. I cannot. Do I not suffer enough? It has been centuries since I committed that heinous crime, and the shame is no less potent. That sword is a reminder I cannot bear. Take it away. I may still find some small measure of peace. No! I cannot! I will not! This is all Ilku's fault. His and Saira's. I will... No. Your words are true. Leave the sword with me.
Any luck finding the sword yet? So few people will work as hard as I do at these things. I'm not surprised that you didn't find anything. It takes keen eyes and an educated mind to fully identify significant artifacts. I may just abandon this site and go deeper in the desert anyway. I heard there were burial sites.
Death comes to us all. May we face it with honor.
You may be safer in the desert than in Bergamo, Wayfarer. You're heading the wrong way, Wayfarer, just so you know. Anyone with the sense the gods gave to a dog is leaving Bergamo, or making preparations to do so. Many people have gone missing in recent days, and the city officials can't seem to do their jobs. Whoever is behind this has them running in circles. Politics. Always the problem here. The magistrate is a forebear, and the crowns say she is incompetent. Neither side trusts the other. It creates quite a mess. You want to help? Speak to the magistrate in the Hall of Judgment. I'm leaving.
These crowns don't pay us orcs.
It is rare for General Thoda to offer word of praise, but he speaks highly of you.
What do you want?
I welcome you to Bergamo, Wayfarer. I hope you brought your gold. Our markets have goods of the finest quality, things you can find nowhere else. Regardless of any rumors, I assure you the city is safe, so stay as long as you like. Not entirely, but they have certainly been blown out of proportion. Some people speak as if respectable citizens were disappearing left and right. It's true that a few people have gone missing, but they were mostly beggars and vagrants. Oh, that is very kind of you to offer, but my administration has a handle on the situation. I believe Justice Ista and his officers have some promising leads. You are a guest here. It would not do for us to put you to work.
Pardon me. I would speak with you. Greetings, Wayfarer. Our fair city has always been a sanctuary for those traveling across the scorching sands of the Alik'r Desert. I hope you find it so. I am Justice Ista, the head of security here. I am pleased to meet you. I overheard you speaking to the magistrate. You expressed an interest in assisting with the investigation. I know she believes we have the situation under control, but I'm afraid nothing could be further from the truth. Because I have withheld many of the facts. Magistrate Sulma is a forebear. In this withered hand business has the Crown's here calling for King Faharajah to step down. She has enough worries with that. Security is my duty. I do. My bailiffs and I are Crowns. Duty requires we be impartial, but forebears do not trust us, and now our fellow Crowns distrust us because we work for the magistrate. No one talks, so we have no leads on the disappearances. Will you help us? That is what I had hoped. Of course, neither forebears nor Crowns will open up to a stranger, and in fact, you can't even enter their respective fellowship houses. I have a plan, though. You simply have to wear these dishdashas to disguise yourself. Yes, people get quiet when my bailiffs and I are around. Explore the city and listen. In particular, wear the disguises and visit Ragada's Respite and Ator's Oasis. Follow up on any leads and report back when you have something solid. I regret that political disagreements between Crowns and forebears should impede a criminal investigation, but recent events have increased tensions dramatically. I am confident that your assistance in the investigation will prove to be valuable. The Crowns are traditionalists. We worship the old gods. In Bergama, many Crown families are even descended from ancient Yokudan nobility. Though we are loyal to the throne, we would prefer to see someone other than Faharajah sitting on it. Politically speaking, the forebears claim to be more progressive. They've taken to worshipping the imperial gods and associating more with the other races. King Faharajah even joined the Daggerfall Covenant, a move Crowns were firmly against. Justices are men and women chosen by common vote to keep order in Bergama. It is a grave responsibility, not a reward. We answer to the magistrate, but keep our own counsel. If you break the law in Bergama, we will find you.